Hey guys, thanks for joining me here at Major Arcana. I've already pre-shuffled the cards so we can get started right away. This will be a general reading for the collective, all zodiac signs from when you get this message. I'm pulling 10 cards for this spread. We're going to do the Celtic cross. Let's see, we have justice in the current energy. We have the Hierophant is crossing. Chariot, another major arcana. In the grounding, we have the Nine of Coins crowning. We have the Ace of Swords, the Seven of Wands, 10 of Wands, 2 of Wands, 4 of Wands, and the 6 of Wands. Okay, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius strong on the spread. Okay. I mean, look at all this wand energy for real, though. We have 2, 4, 6. So progress here. We have the 7 and the 10 of wands. We also have the Hierophant, which is Taurus energy, justice with Libra, or Libra with justice. 9 of coins, Virgo energy. The Chariot is Cancer, and the Ace of Swords, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. So maybe that means something to you, or maybe not, but all this wand energy tells me that it's time to take action, or you're about to take action. I feel that you've probably been thinking about a situation for a while, maybe weighing the pros and cons of a decision that you're about to make. We have Libra energy. To me, I feel that this is a card that talks about finding balance in a situation, maybe in whatever scenario you are thinking about, if it's work, finances, romance, family, friends, whatever, that there has been an imbalance so far. Potentially you might have been over functioning in a situation, right? So the scales have been weighed down with the unfairness of things potentially, and I feel that you're ready for things to be a little bit more equal. Okay, so justice being served in the current energy, I feel that's kind of the mindset right now. We have the Hierophant in the crossing position. This is the challenge that you've been experiencing. There's been an imbalance, like we just mentioned, but I feel that you've been working toward, or maybe you've both been working toward, whether it's, and when I say both, it could be like your job, could be your family, could be your romantic partner, whoever, have been working toward a goal, but maybe you feel that you've been working a little bit harder, right? So achieving this long-term success, or long-term achieving this long-term goal seems a little bit difficult, because although maybe the two of you agreed that this is what you're working toward, you feel like maybe you're the only one actually putting in the hard work. So achieving that goal is a little bit delayed potentially, or maybe that's just the vibes or the feeling that you're experiencing. We have the Chariot card, a wish to move forward, maybe a wish to move forward quickly. You want progress. You've been working so hard because you want progress. You want to see the progress of things to move forward. But it's just a little bit difficult when you agree toward a specific goal, but you're the only one putting things in motion, right? So that's kind of the Chariot card. You would like for things to move a little bit more quickly. Okay, if I could put it in one scenario, it's kind of like if you are in a romantic relationship and you both are saying, yes, I want to get married, I want to settle down, I want to have kids, I want to buy a house, I want to do all these things. And so maybe you start the planning, right? Oh, well, we said we were going to buy a house, right? So we're working, we're saving money, but maybe your partner tends to spend more than maybe they're living outside of their budget, let's say, and you're like, hey, I've been saving all this money and you're spending all this money. I thought we said we were going to buy a house. So you need to maybe reduce some of your spending so we can achieve this, right? Like that's what I mean when I say that you feel like you're the only one working toward this goal, even though you both agreed to it, right? So that's this vibe with the Chariot card. Ace of Swords, yeah, it is the conversation. You two had a conversation. If we stick with that scenario of the relationship and talking about progressing forward, if we stick with that scenario, and that's not everybody's scenario, but let's just say, for the sake of conversation, that the Ace of Swords is that conversation of what you want to achieve or what you want to do. Now, of course, you can apply it to a job situation where you and your boss have a conversation about, in the next 2 or 3 years, I want to work toward this promotion. What do I have to do? Your boss gives you this, the tasks that you need to, or the metrics that you need to achieve in order to receive that promotion. And when you do, there's no promotion. So it's kind of like, okay, we agreed on this. I don't know, did you forget or what are we doing here? Right? So the Ace of Swords is the initial agreement of what you two talked about, what you two discussed. We have the Nine of Coins here in your conscious goal. This is the crowning position, and the Nine of Coins is a card about abundance, meaning whether it's ideas, health, wealth, you're very abundant in a lot of different areas, I feel. And it's just this one, because there's Nine of Coins, that means like one is missing. One area of your life where you're like, oh, if I could just make an improvement in that one area, it would be all good. Life would be perfect. Everything would be wonderful, right? So I feel like it's just this one tiny little thing that needs an improvement for you to say life is perfect, right? So kind of the vibes here with the Nine of Coins. We have the Seven of Wands here in the future position, and to me, when I see the Seven of Wands, it's a card about, because it's Leo energy also, it to me makes me think that you're thinking about yourself and how you are perceived by others or outsiders. What are people thinking of you? How do they describe you? Kind of like, what's your brand, right? When you leave the room, what are people saying about you? It's that you do have the most perfect life, right? And you're like, yeah, I do have a good life, but if I could just change this one thing, then it might be perfect. But the Seven of Wands to me is like, how are others perceiving you? I feel like they don't know your struggle. They don't know the battles that you had to conquer. I feel like that's in the future energy. Maybe you make things look effortless. They don't see the struggle, or they don't see the battles that you are facing. All they see is like this wonderful life, this great lifestyle. You have it all together and everything else, but they don't see the inner work that you've done. They don't see the inner demons that you face. They don't see your struggle. They just see the result only. So that's the Seven of Wands to me. We have the Ten of Wands here. Sagittarius energy. To me, I feel like this is a card, it's like this tree is growing out of the skull. To me, I feel like it's life comes after death. You don't have to do this alone. You don't have to do the struggle that you're dealing with, that you're facing, the challenges. I feel like it's a card signaling you don't have to do it alone. The Ten of Wands does represent the end of a burdensome cycle. So I feel there might be someone who is charged with removing the debris, or picking up the pieces and helping you along the way, that you don't have to do everything yourself, like we talked about at the very beginning, where things were a little bit imbalanced and you want the scales to be more even, or the efforts to be more evenly distributed, right? So the Ten of Wands, you don't have to do it alone, and I feel that this is your reminder of that. We have the Two of Wands here, which is a decision, a decision being made. The Two of Wands does represent, to me, I feel like it's you know, when I look at this card and we see the two faces there, it's I don't think it's like anyone being two-faced. I think that this is more of an energy of looking in one direction and another, and which path do you want to take, right? So I kind of feel like that's the Two of Wands. Do you want to continue on the path that you've been, that maybe things weren't working so well, or do you want to take a new path, and have different things occur, or different things to happen, right? So I feel that this is looking at the paths available to you, and before making your decision on how to move forward. And the hopes and fears, we have the Four of Wands, and the Four of Wands, look how lovingly this couple is looking at each other. I feel that by not carrying the weight all by yourself, and like we talked about with this Ten of Wands, that you don't have to do this alone, that you don't have to face the challenges alone. The Four of Wands to me is like, maybe you're wondering, do I have a partner here? Like, I do think a decision needs to be made, right? What path do you want to take? A decision does need to be made, and I feel like you might be contemplating the Four of Wands. Do I have that partner here, or do I have to make that change before things become successful, right? So yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like Four of Wands is such a good vibe, because to me, I feel like, Four of Wands is like the portal, the 1111. It's like the portal of right place, right time. I think if you're an advocate for yourself, and speak up on, hey, we agreed to this, right? Ace of Swords, we agreed to this goal, or achieving this goal. If we're gonna do it, I need you to get serious, right? So making the choice, right, to have the conversation so that you can achieve this happily ever after. Now we also have the Six of Wands. Now 4 plus 6, another 10 of Wands. The end of a burdensome cycle is inevitable, right? It's just like, the hard part is over. You've already dealt with the worst of the worst. So the Six of Wands is like a victory and some kind of triumph that you are experiencing as a result of, hey, this is just a reminder. This is what we talked about. If you want to achieve this and have success, this is how we need to move forward, right? Two of Wands. So having the conversation, making the choice to move forward, maybe it involves, pivoting a little bit. Like, yes, we agreed to whatever, buy a house. We agreed that we would save this amount of money before we pursued that. It seems that we are spending more than we're saving, and so we need to make some changes. Let's address that, and then we can redirect our goal, or if we need to refine it a little bit more, maybe we have to refine the timeline. Maybe it's a little bit different if you're paying for a wedding, right? Because this kind of gives wedding vibes. If we're paying for a wedding, maybe we have to revise the timeline a little bit. Maybe we have to restructure, right, the initial plan or whatever. But are you down? Or am I still gonna do all the work myself, right? So I feel that it's an exploration right now. You want to get to the bottom of things, but to be honest, it looks like it's going to result in this victory. So things are going to work in your favor. Justice being served, like I said at the very beginning. Okay. But I feel like you've put up with a lot, and you're just like, let's talk about this. Like, are we still doing this? Yeah. Let's pull, what am I doing? 2 cards to see the supporting messages. Chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. And separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. I don't think it's like a literal separation, but it could be like, that's one of the options. If we don't have the same goals any longer, that's definitely an option. Just putting it on the table, like, are we still doing this, or are we going our separate ways? So it's a talking point, but not definitive, a definitive path. You get to decide that. So I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for being here with me. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It's free for you, but means so much to me. And we'll talk again soon. Bye.